Starting. Hey, there we go. It always takes it a minute to figure itself out. So, hey, everybody. Well, hold on. It's not actually live on YouTube. It says 2 people are watching it, but nothing's happening. All right, there we go. I wanted to make sure it was actually... I had some technical difficulties, everybody. I'm the one hosting this from the Icing FireCon email account, and I got like kicked out of my own webcast thing, which has never happened before. So I wanted to make sure everything was all set before I started saying important things. So happy Saturday. I am Tara. I'm the organizer of Ice and FireCon, and I'm here with almost all of our small council. We do have one member, T-Pow, Teresa, who is not here yet. She might be able to drop in later, but she is a realtor, so she works on Saturdays, and she also is an hour behind the rest of us, so that causes some issues too. So yeah, so right now, other than Teresa who's not here, I have Brian H., Chloe, Lena, James, and Ashley. So almost all of us, yay. I'm excited that we're actually all able to get this figured out and everything. So we did one of these last year, and we did it like a week before the convention, and I kind of felt like it was a last minute idea. It went really well. A lot of people watched it, and it got us some good questions and stuff about, you know, what was happening at the con. So this year I decided I wanted to do it earlier. We're still less than 2 months out. So it's a ways out, but less than 2 months is, it sounds a lot longer than it is, at least from my point of view. So we have a lot that has been happening recently, and a few things we still have to talk about and announce over the next couple weeks. But the biggest thing, or biggest 2 things, is that, like, please remember that we do not sell tickets at the convention. Perhaps someday that will change, but I honestly doubt it unless we move to an area where we aren't kind of in the middle of nowhere. You know, we do it this way because we like having the exact idea of how many people are going to be there at least a week before. So that means that we stop selling tickets this year on Friday, April 20th. They will be on sale through midnight that night. So really, you know, they're still on sale that entire day, but that is the last day to buy tickets. If you show up at the convention and you don't have a registered ticket, there's really not much we can do once we're on site. We just have very limited capability for stuff like that. So tickets are on sale through Friday, April 20th. And the sooner you get yours, the better, which I'll talk about in a little bit. The one big thing, though, is that there's only 1 week left for our room block. And as of, so March 10th is the last day we have a room block at Deer Creek. After that, any rooms that are remaining, and there aren't many, are released to the public. And what this means is you will still be able to get our room rates, which start at $109 a night, which is a good deal bit cheaper than what they are on the Deer Creek website right now. So you'll still be able to get those rates as long as there are rooms available on property. The problem is we won't be able to guarantee that there will be rooms available on property, because once they release the last, you know, half dozen rooms or so that are left in our room block, those go out to the public and anybody can book them, and we have no control over that. So prices will still be good, but we can't guarantee rooms. So that's through next Saturday, March 10th, which means like on Sunday, the 11th, they are at midnight, they're released to the public. So if you haven't booked your room yet, I really suggest you get it soon, not just because of the room block ending, but also as of Thursday, I did receive an update from my contact at Deer Creek, the group sales contact, and the resort is at 80% capacity for Friday and Saturday. There's still plenty of rooms for Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday nights, but Friday and Saturday is at 80% capacity. And when a resort only has like 135 rooms on property, that means there's not that many left. So yeah, you'll still be able to get our rates. We can't guarantee rooms, and honestly, we're even getting to the point where we'd almost not be able to guarantee rooms even if our block was still in existence. So yeah, keep that in mind. And in other news, Chloe.
Hey, I'm Chloe. As Tara said, we got tons to talk about today, but our schedule version 1 was released yesterday. Super exciting. It does not have panels named in it. If you're following our social media, we do kind of post what panels are happening, but it's a rough draft for now. Early in April, we're going to probably release a version for you with the panels filled in. And this is subject to change, of course, at any time, because that's how it happens. Stuff needs to get moved around, etc. But we have a lot of awesome events still coming up that we haven't announced for it in the next couple weeks. So keep an eye out for that.
All right. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. And next up, Elena. I mean, you guys know what you have to say, so feel free to just say what you're supposed to say.
Hey everybody, as she said, my name is Elena, and we are not quite done with everything with Ice and FireCon yet. We still have 3 more big announcements coming in the next week or 2, so you should definitely be keeping an eye out because we're really excited about what's coming up.
Yeah, actually, on the schedule that we did put out, there are 3 slots that say special event TBA. So like they're already on the schedule. We just haven't told you what they are yet. We are still working out some details on at least one of them. So yeah, I'm really excited to slowly tell you guys what these 3 things are one by one. Just draw it out. So okay, next up, like, we're gonna just move into the like general discussion, because honestly, news-wise, while we haven't updated I don't update the Ravens on the website all that often. I try to do it about once a month with kind of a bulk post about everything that's been going on. Like if you follow any of our social media, surely you have seen the million announcements we've been making. But one thing that I think is really important for everybody to do is to go to our website, and under the About Us tab at the top, like right under the header, if you scroll over About Us, there is a policies, a general policies thing that is in the drop-down menu under About Us. So there's a ticket policy, a weapons policy, and a zero tolerant harassment policy. Please read over these, honestly, because you are, by purchasing a ticket to Ice and FireCon, you agree to these policies, which, you know, some of them are in the actual registration form, but they're very, very important. We are a smaller event, and because of that, we take the safety and, you know, whatnot of our attendees very, very seriously. You know, so if you have any questions, you can always email us. But yeah, I definitely suggest familiarizing yourself with our policies. I would never, I'm not going to read them all out loud to you. That would take too long. But they're on the website, so please read them over, and just know that we have a see something, say something policy, which means, you know, if something happens to you at the convention, or if you see something happening to someone else that makes you uncomfortable, with discretion, please, you know, approach one of us. You are seeing our faces on this hangout right now, and also you've probably seen them on our social media, and our volunteer posts are going up each week, so you'll know what our volunteers look like. They'll also have, we will have special small council lanyards that are white. They will have special red volunteer lanyards, so you should be able to tell who's who, and like just never feel scared to approach one of us small council members or volunteers if you have experienced or seen something that you know, that makes you uncomfortable. So yeah, other than policies, James, badges are very important, correct?
Yeah. So hi, my name is James. I think my official small council title is Master of Laws, which is awesome. But I'm also the venue and volunteer sort of chair within the small council, and one of the things that means is that I'm the person who is just making sure everything with the place we're going to be, your creek, works out the way that it needs to. And as Tara was saying earlier, the venue itself, the rooms that they have, are filling up, and I want to be very clear about this. They're filling up with people who are not all us. There are going to be other people besides Ice and FireCon attendees at Deer Creek this weekend. I don't know exactly what the proportion is. I don't think we have those numbers. We may not have them for a while yet, but there are going to be people wandering around this resort, this hotel, who are going to be going, why are there so many people in costume? What's going on? Because they're not part of this con and they don't know who we are. Therefore, it is really important for all of us to have our badges and our lanyards pretty much anytime you're not in your room. And this is a change, by the way. In past years, in previous locations, that hasn't been as important. That hasn't been a mandatory thing because either the place has been smaller or there have been fewer other people there, or there haven't been as many different rooms where things can be taking place. Because Deer Creek is a little bit bigger, because it's a new location, because there's going to be a lot of other people there, and because there are particular rooms that will be just for us, at least during this weekend, having the badges with you and visible pretty much anytime you're not in your room is going to be a requirement. If you don't have a badge, there will be places you won't be able to get into, and that will hinder your enjoyment of the con. So please make sure you will receive the badge when you register, and I will be one of the people who does a lot of the registration, so you can find me or one of the other small council, because we'll be doing some of it too. You'll get your badge, you put it on, it goes perfectly, amazingly well with any costume you could possibly wear, and just keep it with you, keep it visible throughout the con, and everything will be awesome. Thanks, guys.
Well, and also, like, as a note, we do provide lanyards. They are nothing exciting, but we do provide lanyards. So, like, I personally, I don't usually wear my badge around my neck because I hate wearing things around my neck. I don't wear, like, jewelry of any kind ever. So, for me, I tie it to a belt loop and tuck the badge in my pocket because then I can just whip it out. You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
Or I tie it to my purse, handle, so because I always have a bag with me, so you don't have to wear it around your neck, but it does have to be with you and visible, especially when you're going into our convention spaces, of which there are like 4 separate rooms this year.
Exactly.
So,
and that's a great point. It can be, you can tie it around your wrist or on your belt, or tie it to the hilt of your sword if you're carrying one, whatever. That's totally fine. And then actually, one other thing, Tara, you said earlier, you mentioned there are different colors of lanyards. Small council are going to have, I think you said, white lanyards.
And they will say small council on them.
Right. And then volunteers, I think, will be red. And then normal attendees are black, I want to say. But there'll be a color that's not white or red, basically. So if you are looking for a volunteer specifically, or you're looking for one of us, that's how you're going to identify us. And we will have ours with us, whether it's around our neck or somewhere else, we will have ours on the entire time.
Yeah, and actually, I think this year we're even going to have a special, like a separate color. I'm not sure what color yet, but it'll be a green or a yellow or some sort of bright color that's not white, red, or black for vendors, and I think possibly also fandom fave guests will be getting the separate color as well. So that's something I'm going to touch base with the fandom fave people on, though, because they might not want a special color. So I don't know. So I feel like some of them might and some of them might not. So we'll see. But I think vendors are also going to have a separate color lanyard just to kind of differentiate them for several reasons. Nothing bad, obviously. But so we've got changes happening this year, and one of them Ashley is going to talk about now.
Yes, this year the costume contest is going to be different. In previous years, we have done actual judging. This year, we're scrapping that. We are a laid-back con. We don't want people to be stressed out. So we're going to instead we're just going to do the costume parade. You don't have to, there's no requirement for how much of the costume you've made. If you just bought it off eBay and put it on the first time, you're good to go. So it's basically, it's just a walk-on. You just go up there, strut your stuff, do a little turn, wave to the audience if you like, and then walk off. You just sign up at registration. You don't need to worry about signing up ahead of time. It's just a chance for you to show off your costume. It's Saturday, right?
Yeah, Saturday at 4:30.
Yeah, so if you want to save that day for your fancy costume and to just to show it to everyone, that's the night to do it. The other thing is we are still having the performance bits. That's going to be held separately. And it is, again, that one you do have to sign up for ahead of time. That one you have to sign up before the con. We need to be able to time these things out. That one you do not have to be wearing a costume for. It's just a performance piece. Again, you can wear a costume. You can do any type of like a musical showcase. We've had rap in the past. We've had songs. We've had weapons demonstrations, I believe, like some interpretive dance. It's basically anything goes, keeping an ice and fire theme. So that's going to be it. So what time is that one at?
The performance contest and the costume contest are the costume parade is going to be like right at 4:30, and then the performance contest is going to be like right after that. Okay. So yeah, so it's literally like you go to one and then and you'll be sitting there for the rest of it, which is how actually last year we were going to do like a performance piece first and then do the costume parade, and then we had some technical difficulties. But yeah, this year it'll be like real quick little costume parade thing and then performance contest, which is actually why like the performance contest absolutely requires pre-convention signups, and B, which I'll talk about in a minute, and B, we're asking that people limit the time on their performance stuff. Like 5 minutes is kind of the max, because right now we don't have, actually this flows right into the pre-sign up stuff. Right now there are plenty of spots for the performance contest, but like we can really only fit, I mean, if I'm being smart about it, like maybe 9 performances. I think the most we've ever had is like 6. So, I'm not really expecting at this rate that we will max that out or anything, but yeah, we do need people to sign up beforehand for that. And also, oh, there goes my computer. I had to refresh this so that I can actually use the chat thing, because people are asking us questions in it, and I'm trying to type and nothing's happening.
I want to emphasize that the performance bit, it's you're judging on the performance. It's not costume based. Like if your costume is a bow tie, that's not going to affect the judging on the performance contest, and the parade is no contest at all.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and the performance stuff is it's like just for fun. Anything goes. Like if you go to our it's really impossible to find Ice and FireCon on YouTube unless you have a link to the channel already. But if you're watching this, guess what you do? So go to the main channel. You'll see the playlist that we've created for the past several years. There's not a ton of videos, which we're going to be better about this year, I promise. But the playlists actually contain both stuff that we've shared and stuff that other people have posted, which is nice. So if you have posted an Ice and Fire, Ice and Fire, I've been drinking tonic water, an Ice and FireCon video, then it's likely on the playlist. If it isn't, like honestly, shoot us an email at iceandfirecon@gmail.com with the link and I'll add it. Because I right now I've just kind of combined everything I could find with quick Google searches and stuff. But anyway, yeah, so literally anything goes. If you want to do a skit or a monologue, that's great. You can play an instrument. You can sing along to our early pre-recorded music like we did last year with You're Welcome. It's literally anything goes. You don't have to be in costume. And honestly, if for some crazy reason we get enough costume versus non-costume entries into the performance contest, we might even split the two and have like a costume performance award and a non-costume performance award. I don't know, I really don't see that happening at this point, but it's a possibility. But yeah, like anything goes. So don't feel like you have to sing or whatever or rap just because that's what you've seen in the past. Last year was probably like we had so many new people last year who are returning this year, and that was probably the worst example of the performance contest ever, because it was a song and like a rap, and that was it. Whereas previously, like I said, we've had monologues, we've had skits, and I really want to see some of that. Like if you are memorizing a monologue from the book and you're doing it in costume, like with a giant chicken in your hand, perhaps, that's like A++.
Rocky.
Yeah. So talk too much and I need a drink. So yes, pre-signups are absolutely necessary for things this year. Last year, there were a couple things like, actually, I think the performance contest was one, and the costume contest, which doesn't exist anymore, so it doesn't matter. And the tournament, we did allow at-con signups for those last year, but we aren't doing it this year. Like, unfortunately, it's just too much work, you know, on our end, because we have to have you guys. Actually, it's not even that it's too much work for us. It's also, it backs things up at registration and everything, because that's where you have to do it. You have to fill out forms and everything. So we're trying to nix all of that. Everything is like pre-signups required for Faceless Man game, the performance contest, the tournament, and the board game tournament. The performance contest, like I said, has plenty of room, so like go sign up for it. The board game tournament signups are not public yet. They were sent out to people who expressed interest when they registered, and right now it's about 40% full. So they will go public. I do believe there will still be spots when it goes public. I think it's Tuesday of this coming week that I'm, you know, going to be posting the links for that. So, but if you did express interest when you signed up, like when you registered for the convention and you didn't see an email in your inbox, check your spam, please, because I did send them out, so you should have received that. So yeah, board game is about 40% full. The tournament is a little bit more than 25% full. And you know, all these links are on our website. They've been posted across social media. I'm also going to add everything to the description on this video when we're done. Oh shoot, I'm sorry. That's my phone.
And it should say that the tourney and Faceless Man will fill out.
Yeah, Faceless tournament will fill up. It's like I said, it's 25% now. Faceless Man is 70% full. So if you are thinking about it / want to sign up for it, please sign up for it soon, because it's going to fill up. Like, it's 70% full right now. So yeah, so
there have been changes made so that last year issues won't happen. That's part of the reason why there is a limit this year.
Both since some changes have been made and since there may be some new people watching this, can we talk briefly about what each of those things are, like a minute or so?
Yeah, sure. So, well, for we already talked about the performance. There's no costume contest, and the performance contest is the performance contest is the same as it's always been. It's just you know, that it requires pre-convention signups. The board game, again, also the same as it's always been. It's just you have to sign up before the convention. There's not going to be any at convention signups. The tournament, again, if you express interest in the tournament when you bought your ticket, which would have been prior, I think, definitely prior to March 1st. If you bought a ticket prior to March 1st and expressed interest in the tournament, you would have gotten an email about it. But it's also on the website under the events tab. So the differences this year are, the first 3 years we had archery. No, shoot, the first 4 years we had archery and like one-on-one melee, like not even melee, one-on-one sword fights with LARP weapons. The fifth year, we had to get rid of archery, and unfortunately, Deer Creek doesn't even have archery capabilities, so we won't be doing archery at all. But honestly, trust me, it's not a bad thing. Like, it's fun for the people who are participating and not for everybody else. Like all the people who are watching. I mean, am I the only one that got bored as crap with the archery? Because it's boring. So we got rid of archery, and last year it was just one-on-one sword fights, which was great, but it was a little bit too serious. Like previous years, the one-on-one sword fights were always, I don't know, they were fun. They were laid back. Last year was very serious, and while it was an amusing tournament, we wanted to go above and beyond and get back to our roots with like the fun of the tournament. So this year, the tournament consists of stick horse jousting, in which two people will run at each other with a stick horse between their legs and a pool noodle in their hand. And there'll be judges on hand to determine like who gets the best hit and stuff. It's going to literally be like a sight thing. It's gonna be part, you know, who got a good hit in, and part performance, honestly. So it's supposed to be ridiculous, and I don't want people to take this too seriously. I cannot stress that enough. The melees. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say because the stick horses and the pool noodles both got delivered to my house. If I would have thought about it, I would have gotten them out of their boxes to be able to demonstrate said jousting.
You still can. We'll wait. I mean,
it's okay. The time has passed.
I would say this is a good moment with the stick horse, Tara, too. It's also a tribute to the missing kidnapped stick horse from Ice and FireCon 2017. And this is just an advert. If you've seen my child, please return it to me. Whoever stole stick horse from the outside of Tara's cabin in 2017 of Ice and FireCon, I'm not mad. I just want to talk.
She's an awful mother. She lost your child. She got drunk and left her child behind. Left it outside in the cold.
Is that what happened? Was the stick horse left outside?
That's a great question. I would like to answer that question.
No.
Yes, stick horse was left outside. He was left on the right-hand corner of the porch. I sat him down and we went inside and then he was gone. Anyways, I digress. That's going to be very fun and silly this year, and it is a nice tribute to my dead lost son. So,
and also we've had several people ask in the Facebook group if they can bring their own stick horse. The answer is yes. Ice and FireCon does have stick horses. We have 4 of them, as Elena knows, because they're currently stabling at her place of residence. Hopefully she's feeding them well.
I'm not leaving them outside for random people to come and take, like somebody else in this group chat.
So yeah, we will provide stick horses, but if you have your own, you're more than welcome to bring your own stick horse and utilize it for the tournament. What you cannot bring is your own weapons at all. At no point can you use your own weapon in the tournament. There, you will get a pool noodle, and actually, Chris from the big Facebook group has commented on our video about pool lashes and are they regulationally. There are 6 of them that we ordered. They're all the exact same size. I don't know what regulation length is for a pool noodle, but they are all the same size and they're all the same exact degree of cheapness. So these are not high quality pool noodles that you go buy at a fancy pool store, okay? These are wholesale pool noodles from jet.com. If somebody gets injured from one of these, I mean, first of all, it won't matter because you'll have to sign a disclaimer to participate in the tournament at all. But if someone gets injured with one of these, I will be shocked and appalled and rethink my life choices.
Personally, I'm going to be really impressed.
Yeah, that someone could be strong enough to actually. And also, I mean, as in a regular tournament, you're not supposed to aim for somebody's head when jousting. So, just saying. But yeah, so the stick horse jousting is one thing. The sword fights are, again, going back to more of what we had, and we're talking like first year Ice and FireCon when most of the sword fights in the tournament were like at least 3 people. So this year we have 6 LARP approved swords. Nobody can use their own weapons. You have to use one of ours. There will be 6-person melees. There will be a certain number of them. I think if we get enough people, there will be up to 8, and then the 8 winners of those will have 2 separate 4-person, and then the 2 winners of those will go into the final one-on-one duel. So it sounds ridiculous. It will be ridiculous. And it will be based on judging. Like, we will have several, like probably at least 4, if not 6 people on hand around the, tourney area to determine the winner of each thing. And the rounds are going to be timed. You're not going to be out there slashing at each other with LARP swords for 20 minutes. So, we
do that on your own time.
Yeah. There's a lot of changes. They're all detailed on the website as well. And if once all the links that we posted and the links that are going to be in the description for this video will be the direct links to each event that requires pre-convention sign up. Read those thoroughly. I'm telling you, the first time I get an email from somebody that's like, hey, so I went to the Faceless Man page and I can't find the link to join the game. I haven't gotten one of those yet. I'm really proud of people for that, because that means that y'all are actually going to, like, you're actually reading through the page and getting to the point where you find the link to join. So the first time I do get one of those links, I might scream internally, but so yeah, so lots of changes, but they're all for the better, I promise. Pre-signups, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, next up, Elena.
Yeah, really exciting news this year is that we are getting the Ironwood Wolves. It is amazing. I'm really excited. They're actually a local group that they raise conservation efforts for and educate the public about wolves in general. And they're actually here in Columbus, Ohio. I've been wanting to like go and see them for years. So the fact that we get them like all to ourselves, I'm like, and the best part is we're actually going to have 2 photo shoots with the wolves, one on Friday and the other one on Sunday. It's only $10. It's cash only to take pictures with the wolves, and that's per session. They can't last any longer than 1 to 2 minutes per person or per group, just because of how many people want to take a picture with a wolf. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a lot. So that obviously you have to pay on site for the wolf photos. And we will also be having, I believe, at least one panel with the Ironwood Wolves, and they'll be talking more about the wolves and their conservation efforts. I don't believe we're having one on Sunday, but I can't remember, to be honest. But we will have the wolves 2 days out of the 4, so that's really exciting.
Yeah. I trust me, guys, I wish I could have gotten them for Saturday, but they were already booked for Saturday. Not surprisingly. I mean, and we booked them like months and months in advance. And then like, you know, I added Sunday on because I wanted to add a second day. Like, and honestly, I'm psyched because I want to get my picture with the wolf on Friday in my costume, but I want to also get my picture with the wolf on Sunday wearing like regular clothes, just like, this is me and a wolf. So and also the money is gonna, the cash money goes, we're splitting it with Ironwood Wolves. Unfortunately, they aren't like a 401c. They can't take straight up donations. So this is basically tip money for them, which they will, you know, they turn around and they use this money to care for their animals. So you know, I'm really excited to be able to give them a little more than the minimal amount of money they ask for to come out and be with us for a few hours. So I'm really excited about that. I wish I could call it a straight up donation. I can't. But again, if you go to their website or their Facebook page and read up on them a little bit, and if you know anything about like 401cs, charities, you'll understand what the issue is there. But yeah, they use all the money they earn to care for their animals, and they do a really, really great job of it. They're very well known and whatnot, looked up to. So yeah, eventually we're going to do a poll on what episodes we should watch for the Sunday night watch party. This is so hard because like the first year we did a watch party, it was the season premiere and it was amazing. And then like last year was cool because we did a vote and chose like our 3 favorite episodes from the series so far, which I think was Blackwater, Battle of the Bastards, and Winter is Coming, maybe?
I cannot remember.
Wasn't it the Sept episode?
Yeah, Winter is Coming. I'm pretty sure it was, maybe it wasn't Battle of the Bastards. Regardless, I have the list on hand somewhere. I know Battle of the Bastards had to have been one of them, but maybe
and Blackwater, yeah.
And Blackwater was
I know
one of them
Blackwater
too,
was,
yeah.
because it's the best episode of the show.
So yeah, we'll probably do another poll for this year, but nixing those 3 episodes, which I hate to do because they are kind of the best, but it is what it is. I'm not going to show the same 3 episodes. And this is literally just like, we don't make any money off of this, you guys. We don't have to do it, but we do because it's fun. So we're just kind of hanging. This is literally like an after the con has ended, hanging out. Each year it's been, I think the first year it was like 24 people, maybe a little less. Last year it was maybe like 30 people. Anybody who stays through Sunday night, whether or not you're staying on property or just staying that late for some reason, is welcome to, be there as long as you have a con badge. So yeah, probably within the next, I don't know, probably close to the end of March, I'll post a poll about it. It's going to likely be on Twitter and in the Facebook group, and that's it. And we'll combine the votes and choose the winners from there, like we did for the theme. So yeah, other than that, we actually, so our Sunday programming has expanded quite a bit. And if you looked at the schedule at all, you'll see that, because in the past, we've always just kind of had like a wrap-up thing around noon, and then like that's it. And then the vendor room last year was open for a few hours as well. So this year, Sunday, and of course the watch party the past 2 years, but Sunday this year, the silent auction, actually, which we'll talk about in a bit, won't be closing until 10 a.m. Sunday morning, so that's important. And then the vendor room will, of course, be open from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And then we also have a panel that will be happening at noon that day, which the exact panel hasn't been announced yet, whatever, but keep an eye on our social media, because we're announcing panels one by one over the next few weeks as we finalize everything. And then our award ceremony, which in the past has been held Saturday night, is actually going to be part of the closing ceremony. So at 1 p.m. on Sunday is when we're going to do the awards. And then, right after that, we'll do kind of the closing ceremony / Q&A thing with, myself and probably some, if not all, of the small council members. I'm not going to make all the small council people stay for that, but anybody who's there, should join in, type of thing. Yeah. And also, like, if you win something on Saturday or whatever, and you have to leave early Sunday morning, we can definitely, work something out, from our end, and we'll talk about that at the con. But yeah, so Sunday programming has expanded, and also, Chloe, so has Thursday programming.
Yeah, so the last couple of years, we've all joked that Thursday is the new Saturday every time. Whether that's just because people get a little excited to be back with their Ice and FireCon family, or they're having just such a good time. But if you show up Thursday, day 0 of the con, we're going to do some Thursday programming this year. We have a really cool panel happening in the ballroom. We have a small council meetup, and is there any? I know we have pre-reg open early, so if you registered and you get there Thursday from 5 p.m. until 8 p.m., there is registration. You can go get your badge, grab your lanyard, get settled in, get in your room if you're coming Thursday. Get ready to hang out.
Yeah, actually, registration. Last year we did 6 to 9. This year we're doing 5 to 9. And we'll also have, in case anybody actually looked through the entire schedule, we also are going to have the gaming room open from 7 to 10 on Thursday. So gaming room is open 7 to 10. We're doing the small council, actual meet us in person thing at 8. And then of course, special Chloe panel at 9 p.m. Chloe and Haley. So now, speaking of, no, this has nothing to do with anything. This is completely awkward, non-segue. We're selling t-shirts. We offered a t-shirt as part of the holiday package that we sold for the months of December and January. So we are selling the t-shirts as well. If you go to our store on the website, which is, literally just iceandfirecon.com/store, you'll see at the bottom of the list under the weekend pass, the Friday pass, and the Saturday pass, an Ice and Firecon t-shirt pre-order. It's $15 flat. There's no fees or anything. That includes everything. You do have to pick the t-shirt up at the convention. But yeah, it's $15 and it'll be there's a picture that it was definitely shared in the Facebook group last week. It's actually going to be shared on the page. I've got a post scheduled to share it tomorrow at 1. But it's actually, you can't see it, but you see my shirt. It says Ice and Firecon established 2012. So it's literally like this, except it says Ice and Firecon, and then it has the symbol and says established 2012. And they're going to be white t-shirts, which sounds boring, but we want people to do this. Like, I'm really hoping a lot of people, or at least some people, order these t-shirts because I want them to do like a yearbook style thing. I mean, you don't have to, but we're gonna have tons of colored Sharpies on hand, so you'll be able to like sign each other's shirts and stuff, like we're all in high school again. Like, it's literally like camp, you guys. Like, we did it at camp too. So they're $15 each. That at this point, that's going to just barely cover the cost of the t-shirts, and like I think we may end up. The t-shirts and the fees to have them listed online, like we may end up with a couple bucks off of each shirt. But it's all going, it all goes back to the convention. It all goes back to supplies for the convention, to making the convention better each year. And actually, I'm gonna go a little bit off book here and switch up the order, because I'm talking about the fact that the t-shirts, if we sell 100 t-shirts, we will probably make about $4 off each t-shirt. Right now, as it stands, like if we sell a few dozen, we might make $1.50 or $2. But all that money goes back to the convention because we are not for profit. So I know Elena and James, you guys had some things to say about the silent auction, which is also important for keeping us not for profit.
Definitely. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about the silent auction in general. Every year, people donate, honestly, a little bit of everything. We have costumes, we have home goods, we have body spray and little bath bombs that people just are like, yeah, I mean, I feel like you guys would like this, somebody else might like this better, or it might be, they might be doing it to raise more money or raise more awareness for their own certain things that they make. It's very important because all the money from that silent auction that anyone can bid on, it starts, I want to say Friday morning, and then runs until Sunday morning when it will close. And all that money goes back to the convention. And it is so important because, I mean, one, we have so many people that are willing to donate their own items to do this. We always have multiple people who make just like boxes and jewelry, and shout out to myself, I make little eggs that are like Danny's eggs. And people take so much time out of their own effort to just be able to give back to the con. So it's always a very important part of the convention. And I know personally, I love the silent auction every year. I love being able to look and see what everyone's come up with. And the fact that it all goes back to something that we all love makes it that much better. Yeah, I mean, I'll say, James, I know you want to say, but like just from my end, from the organizer end, like last year, the money that we made from that silent auction, so Ice and Firecon is run by Saga Event Planning, which is my company, and Beach City Con is the other convention. Ice and Firecon and Beach City Con, neither one of them operates for any sort of profit. So we literally, because we're trying to keep things affordable for our attendees, the money that the Ice and Firecon silent auction brought in last year, like, after my eyes getting crossed over budgets and dollars and everything, it paid for Ice and Firecon's portion of the sound system that Saga Event Planning uses for both conventions. So like, we have a dance party this year because of that silent auction last year. So
That's just one, sound systems are expensive.
Yeah, no kidding. And that's a really great point. We were able to do all of the amazing things that we do for you guys. We're able to host this event at the great venues we're able to use because the silent auction gives us deposit money to give those venues a year out. So we can actually start planning this and making sure that it works. So yeah, lots of people donate amazing, beautiful things, and then you guys get to take them home and give us the wherewithal to keep bringing the con to you. So everybody wins. And because we want to make sure everybody's winning, we're actually changing some of the scheduling up for the silent auction. And Tara mentioned this earlier when she was talking about Sunday programming. In the past, the silent auction has always ended on Saturday night, like right before the Flea Bottom Fate, like gigantic dance party started. And that really wasn't working the way we wanted it to, because everybody would have to be like coming back and forth from the dance party, and we'd be trying to like call people while they were on the dance floor, and it just turned into a mess. So we and T-Pow, who is not unfortunately on this call, she's the fundraising chair. She's running the silent auction with Elena and me and some other people helping. She was kind of tearing her hair out over that. So we're basically going to not do that and have, feel free to enjoy everything you're doing, including looking at and bidding on the silent auction all the way through Saturday night. Don't worry about like when that's going to happen, because that's all being moved to Sunday morning. You can get up, you can have a nice breakfast, you can wander over, make a last minute bid, and then at 10 on Sunday morning, T-Pow and I and a couple other people will officially close the auction, and that's when we'll call out, who has won what prize, and we'll collect your money then. So you won't have to try to be in multiple places at once. You won't have to try and think about how much money you need to spend while you're also like dancing on the middle of the floor, and just we've made that a lot easier for everybody.
And just a warning, it will get a little ugly right at the very end.
Oh my God, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because everyone is like, I need to win this. This is mine. And it gets a little ugly, and there is
it's gonna force people out of bed at like 9:45 on Sunday morning. People are gonna be in there like
elbowing people, like, get out of the way, it's mine. Obviously,
it wasn't that bad though.
It's not that bad, but it gets a little harsh.
And clipboards will not be permitted.
Yeah. Having literally just said, "Oh no! To win the auction, I have to be conscious on Sunday morning." I mean, let's think about the percentage of people who are actually conscious on Sunday morning at this convention. I don't think it's going to be an issue. I think the better way to put it is, and also the vendor room actually, it closes at 8:00 on Saturday night. So like from 8 until we might keep it open an hour after that. I think we'll probably keep it open till 9 for silent auction. Actually, that's a good thing. I didn't even think about that. We'll probably keep the vendor room open until 9 for the silent auction on.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
On Saturday night, and possibly open it a little bit early on Sunday. And when I say a little bit, I mean like no sooner than 9:30. It's gonna depend on volunteers, because like, let's be real, I'm not gonna make my volunteers get up at the ass crack of dawn to deal with people who want to bid on shit. So
and we'll figure that out more clearly as we go forward, Tara. I know T-Pow and I will be up for that, so we can figure that out going forward.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, the one thing that Ashley, you asked, I can't talk. You asked about this earlier. So do you want to talk about the past coverage stuff? Are you still in the Google Doc?
The which?
You asked earlier about you'd asked earlier about like videos and stuff like that, and I was talking about the links to like past coverage.
Oh, yeah. Hold on, I'm in the different spreadsheet right now.
Oh yeah. First of all, though,
I can do some cover while you get on that sheet. Yeah. Do you like that I just typed to you in the Google Doc, by the way, Tara? I thought you'd appreciate that. I was just psychic linking with Tara via Google Docs. So while Ashley's getting on there, I want to chat about vendors. We have a really expensive vendor haul this year in general. just a shout out to some of the awesome vendors we have. We have Brienne So Crafty coming, who makes awesome embroidered pillows and t-shirts and different little crafts. And Jen's Nomadic Attic, they bring prints and sculptures and jewelry. They do amazing work, really good work. We have Lake Fairy Creations coming and bringing flower crowns for those of you that are hoping to be the queen of love and beauty at the convention. And they have crystal tiaras, jewelry, other stuff. Pale White Rabbit, who does really amazing original and inspired art. Cromwell's Curiosity Shop, and they do a lot of cosplay, random items, cool decorative boxes, door knockers. Critical Hit Collectibles, really cool. They make laser cut accessories, really cool stuff, wooden home decor, and they're going to make some new Game of Thrones stuff just for our con. So that's exciting. The Sakura Sisters are coming. They do baby dragon plushies, wands. They do light switch plates and other fandom themed items. Really cool stuff, really cute. And one of my personal favorites, Sanrixian, Zing Mallory. She does original art, and she's bringing buttons and t-shirts, and she's making some really cool art just for the con. And we also had a really cool opportunity to partner up with Brian Humphrey. He does the Dragon Con photography. If you've ever gone to Dragon Con or some of the other cons around the country, he has an amazing booth. He comes with a beautiful backdrop. Usually he's bringing his castle brick kind of backdrop for us, which is really going to be cool. So any registered attendee is going to have the opportunity to go take photos with Brian. And I believe there is a charge for prints if you want to get prints of it. But for free, you can get your photo taken for digital. So if you just want to get a picture for the memory, Brian will be able to do that for you during the convention. And it's a really good opportunity at Dragon Con, even for a group photo for 2 or more people for a few shots, I think $75. So this is a really great opportunity. He does amazing work. I've done a few different photo shoots with him, and he always gives quality work. So that's really exciting this year.
Yeah, to clarify on like the cost, like he will take the pictures for free and you will get digital downloads. And when I say like digital downloads, I mean like there'll be like a to share on Facebook, smaller download, and then he'll also do like a big file. So it's literally just if you want the rights, I think, to print the picture, like his watermark will be on the bottom of them. Like it's not super noticeable based on the ones that I've had done by him at Dragon Con. But yeah, like so literally it's just like if you're gonna print a bunch of them, you know, to try to, I don't know, sell prints or something, there will be, you know, a little bit of a fee for that. But for digital downloads that you're just sharing on the internet, it's included with your badge. And you can find him on Facebook. It's Brian Humphrey, that I'm sorry, Brian is Bryan, Humphrey is HUMPHREY, and Mad Scientist with a Camera is his Facebook page. And but also, like, if you follow me personally on Facebook, it's my like a Tara Lynn, a Geek Saga page. There's like pretty much all of my recent cosplay photos were from Dragon Con, from his booth. He's a really good photographer, y'all. So
yeah, I mean, just honestly, as an amateur photographer, he is kind of like end goals is just to be able to like get some of the photos like him. And plus all of his cameras and stuff. I'm like,
and on top of that,
for a while. It's okay.
We also, of course, we'll still have Beth, who's been our official Ice and Fire Con photographer. She is the lovely lady with a camera who runs around and takes pictures of all the activities and everything all weekend long. So she's still going to be there. She will be there all weekend taking pictures like she always does. And then, of course, Elena, I know you'll be there, and we have a couple photo shoot hours on the schedule, so that's you know, that's important too. So Brian Humphrey will be in the vendor hall with his backdrop and everything, and he will very likely wander around after the vendor room is closed and stuff as well. And he even mentioned to me when we talked that, you know, he might also wander around outside at times too. He'll always have a sign up if he isn't in his booth, you know, about when he's going to come back and whatnot. So yeah, Brian Humphrey's a great guy. His photos are amazing. I'm so excited to have him there, but I also don't want to discount, Beth, who has been there for us for years and has taken like all of our photos. And Elena, the past couple of years, has also taken so many great pictures that we've shared on like our websites and everything. So, they will be there as well, and they will be kind of our traveling photographers, which is exciting. So,
and definitely shout out to Beth, because I honestly don't know how she does it. Like. She is like, as soon as the sun comes up to well after dark, she is running around taking pictures left, right, and center. And meanwhile, I'm just sitting there like, oh my God, I'm going to die. She's just like, oh, well, I'm going to go right over and get this. I'm like, have fun, Beth, because I can't move.
She has so much energy. I love it.
It is crazy. God bless her.
Yeah, she actually was the photographer for my sister's wedding, because she's from South Carolina, where I used to live. So she was a photographer for my sister's wedding back in September, and it was the same way. She got there like she was at my parents' house before I even woke up in the morning.
Oh my God. And you're like, oh, this is a flashback. Hold on.
So anyway, Ashley, did you want to talk about the past coverage, or do you want me to just go ahead?
Oh, well, it's
easy.
Yeah. If you're looking for examples of previous years, what video coverage we do have is on the website, iceandfirecon.com/links, and then it's /ice-and-fire.
Yeah, it's a pain.
Yeah, it's dashes between all the words, but it's Ice and Fire Con coverage. But it's, just go to the website and go to links and you'll find it, and that'll take you to the pages that have all the previous videos that have been submitted. Mostly just the performance things, I believe, and some of the tournaments.
Yeah, there's several tournament videos. There's a couple performance, like maybe 3 performance contest videos. There's also, like I mentioned earlier, when I created our playlists, the one thing I like about YouTube is that I don't like much about YouTube, but I like this. When you create a playlist, you can add other people's videos to it. So like we have Ice and Fire Con, 2013, and 2014 is like one video for some reason, but we have playlists for each year, and most of the playlists have videos from other, YouTube channels. Like I know, like I had personal videos uploaded from the first year that are like, they're messy, they're not great, but it's fun to put them on the playlist and have people, be able to kind of view them that way. So, and we've also had a lot of articles written about us and stuff. We've not gone out searching for coverage really in a long time, but yeah, we've been covered by like Winter is Coming and stuff. So yeah. We've got a lot of coverage out there that actually I think people don't really realize we have as much as we do. We're entering
a word of mouth convention.
It really is. I'll be real. We could pay for somebody to do like an official press release thing, and we wouldn't even be paying them to write it. I can write a fucking press release. Excuse my language. Not really. We read this series, we all swear. I can write a press release. I have written press releases. We did them for Beach City Con and stuff, but it's like, I'm not paying some marketing agency to hundreds, if not more, dollars to send it to news outlets. That's literally what they do. If you have heard about a new convention via like a major news outlet, it's because they paid a lot of money for that exposure, and we've just never needed to do that. We're really, really lucky in that, word of mouth has gotten us as far as it has. And anyway, so moving on from coverage and whatnot, Q&A. Have we had any, I don't know if we've had any questions on Twitter. I know Chloe has been.
Have one.
Okay, good.
We have the one that Jasmine asked that I think Brian was going to take care of for us.
Yeah, so I can speak to that. So the question was, how do new people to the con get involved? So this is a question that it comes up, it seems like every year, because, if anyone's joined our Facebook group, we talk about how much we're a family, but that's like, it's a very inclusive kind of family. We're always like looking to add new people. I know at my first Ice and Fire Con, it was my second convention ever, and I'm not a super outgoing person, but by the end of the first day there, I had like tons of new friends because people just come up to you. But to speak more to the question, there's we do have an icebreaker activity on Friday, which is really great to meet up with new people, get to know people, and just like showing up to all the events, the panels, sign up for the tournament. All those are like great ways to get into Ice and Fire Con. And the biggest thing is we're so inclusive that there's never like any hangouts going on that you're not supposed to be a part of or that are exclusive. You know, we want everyone to come and have a good time, and we're just a really inclusive bunch.
Yeah, I also would add, I mean, everyone that comes to this con, it's a fan-run convention. So everyone that you see on this video or that you see that volunteers for the convention, this is put on by fans, all of us. We have volunteers that are all fans of the series, and I mean, it's kind of like once you come to Ice and Fire Con, you are family. You're gonna meet people. I mean, there's no judgment zone. We're all family, friends. We all show up to, if there's a party, you're probably welcome. If you see somebody, knock on their door and say, hey, what's up? I'm so-and-so. Can I come hang out? I mean, not only are all the events really fun and really easy to meet people at and to befriend people, I mean, it's just the whole entire, it's kind of an aura of just friendship. Everyone's there to be nerdy about the stuff we love, which is Game of Thrones and A Song of Ice and Fire. That's it, you know?
Yeah. I couldn't have said it better myself.
I'm one of those people who went to the first one not knowing anybody. No one. I went there, you know, I was meeting up with someone I podcast with for the first time, and that was it for people I knew.
You roomed with me.
Like this girl that I've only spoken to online briefly, I'm staying in her room. Bye, Mom. She's like, oh my God, don't die.
And I think did you ride to the convention from Columbus with KK maybe?
Yeah, I flew into Columbus and KK picked me up. And again, another person never met before. I don't even think I've spoken to KK before other than, hey, I need a ride.
Yeah, no, well, yeah, first year, you and I were roommates, and I remember being like, gosh, I hope this girl likes me, because she's like podcast Ice and Fire. She's famous. And
no one's
like
famous
Saturday, I know, right? Fandom famous. So Saturday night at the like karaoke night, speaking of karaoke, at the karaoke night, you came out to me and you were like, oh my God, I'm having so much fun. And you hugged me and I was like, oh my God, she likes me, yay! And then we've been friends ever since. So.
And another thing that's cool about that is that these friendships will last, like, even past times when you may not be able to come back for a little while. Like, there have been 5 Ice and Fire Cons so far. I've only been to 3 of them. And only, like, 2 of them have been consecutive.
Yeah.
And I'm still like in touch with people that I met at the very first con, including Ashley and Tara. And then I'm in touch with people that I met at like the 3rd and 4th cons, including the other people in this call. And it's very much a sense of this is a larger group that gets together whenever they can with whoever happens to be there. And if you're there, then awesome. Like, we're happy to have you, and we'll come up to you and be like, hey, what's up? Welcome back.
I know this is actually mine and Chloe's 3rd year attending. We both ended up coming in the 4th year, and it like neither of us knew anybody. Chloe knew KK from something, I don't even know what, and that was it. And there was like 70 people there. Maybe there's more, right? I'm like, my brain's fried right now. I'm sorry.
That's like, it was, that first year was still pretty big for you and I. Actually, we met James outside. He helped carry
luggage.
Yes, you helped us bring our luggage in from the car.
Right, I remember that.
But I mean, there you go. And within that, there's an event that I actually am kind of hosting now. It's my baby Starks and Grumpkins hunt. Really fun, but I mean, our first year, we didn't know what this event was, and I just said, I wanted to do it. I wanted to do everything. I was so excited. I'm like, oh my God, these are my people. You can walk around these halls and hear somebody arguing about whether or not Aegon is a black fire or not, like, and it's not weird. It's normal. It's a normal event to hear in a hallway at Ice and FireCon. And the power actually went out at Mountain Lake Lodge during Stark's Grumpkins hunt, and we were joined up with a couple people. We were joined up with a couple people, and it was just so fun. It was a fun experience.
I forgot that the power went out. So it was a weather related issue. There was like high winds or something like that. It was something crazy, and it was only for a few hours. I don't even think it was that long.
I don't even remember that happening, though I could have already been into Sika's Moonshine by then.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like luckily, randomly that year, one of our the gift that we gave was a keychain with a flashlight on it. It was as if we foresaw. I had a green dream about the power going out.
Yeah, but the thing is that it was that night, so like the ballroom, like everyone was in the ballroom and no one could see, and then all of a sudden all these like flashlights start going.
Well, and Mountain Lake had a generator, so actually there was power in the ballroom. For the generator came on like almost immediately. It was like a few minutes, but yeah, the cabins didn't have power for like several hours. Yeah, it came back that night. We aren't at Mountain Lake this year. It's not really a big deal, but again, it was a weather thing. It is what it is. But yeah, so newbies, how do they get involved? Literally just like
show up.
Yeah.
I mean, as Chloe was saying, I mean, we just were like, hey, let's go and try Snark and Grumpkins. I have no idea what the hell it is, but let's go. And that was basically the start of the weekend. And Kat was like, oh, you guys are joining us. You're part of our group now. And we were like, okay. And I mean, obviously something went well. I mean, 3 years later, we're both on the small council. And honestly, you guys are my family. So I know, like, whenever I see you guys outside of conventions, I'm like,
I just have to say that in the YouTube chat, Brian E is referring to the power outage as the bottom floor massacre because of the effect it had. The effect it had on the Faceless Man game. Does somebody want to talk about the Faceless Man game? Like, just tell people what it is if they don't know, because that was another question we had, was like, what is the Faceless Man game? And I don't even.
I volunteer as tribute. Okay, so this thing, you sign up ahead of time, and you get information, and you get a little plastic spoon about whoever it is that you're supposed to be assassinating. So you. The first year I went, obviously, I was like, I don't know any of these people. I don't know how else this is going to work, but okay. And at any point, whoever you're supposed to be assassinating or whoever is supposed to be assassinating you can get you if you're in one of the areas. And they just have to come up to you and go, Valar Morghulis, and then you're dead. So you hand over,
poke you with a spoon. And poke you
with the spoon, which is our deadly weapon for the day. And
a plastic spoon, mind you, so it's
a plastic silver spoon just to be poked. Sorry,
my dog keeps walking in and out of here, and it's like really problematic. Get out of here!
She just wants to say hello.
It's he, but yeah.
He, oh, sorry.
Is that Riley? Hi,
Riley. Rigby.
Rigby. I'm sorry.
No. You almost had it.
Yeah. Hi, Rigby.
So bad. Anyway,
so you can be had anywhere, and that, as Brian E is saying, that was the massacre night. Everyone, like, I'm pretty sure, like, at least 50% of the people got killed that first night because it was dark literally everywhere other than the ballroom. Like, I remember I was going into one of the hallways, and somebody held the door for me, and I'm like, oh, thank you, and then she's just like, Valar Morghulis. I'm like, oh my god, are you serious right now?
All right. So
and it is so much fun.
It is, yeah. That hence why it's 70% full. Like we didn't cap it last year, and we should have. But we done it the year. Brian E had run it for 2 years before that, and like he never had to cap it. But it's like every year as the convention grows, I'll say the interest in Faceless Man grows. Like it's not exponential. It's like the convention grows like a small percent, but interest in this stupid Faceless Man game grows like 80% every year. It's like if we could.
Because people see what it is now, and they're like, "Oh, I wanted it on that."
Yeah.
So did we have any other questions from people? Because I think we've answered everything kind of along the way.
Room and ride share. So if someone's looking for a room or for a ride to the con.
Yeah. In the faceless group. God damn it, y'all. In the Facebook group, which you can find by searching Ice and FireCon, and it's group in parentheses. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted by weird things. In the Facebook group, you will find the Ride and Room Share doc. It's under the Files tab, and people are horrible about actually editing it, but they comment on it a lot. So if you're looking for roommates or ride shares, it's the place to go. We unfortunately, as like leaders of the convention, we cannot organize this stuff for you. You have to do it yourselves. But we do provide that resource if you want it. If anybody is not watching this, or if you're not watching this live, or if you're watching it live and not looking at the YouTube chat, there's some things going on that we're really unsure about right now. Hence the. Did we get any questions on Twitter, Chloe? We had a bunch of silly questions from past attendees and stuff like that. That
y'all are trolls.
Yeah. But other than that, I don't know. Do we have anything else?
I think that's it.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I know since we are moved back to Deer Creek and a Central Ohio area, there is a lot of us who live in the Central Ohio area that are willing to pick up people from the airport or like try to get you back to the airport, whatever is necessary. I know at least one or two people in that rideshare group or in the document saying like, hey, I just need to like find maybe like 2 other people to rent a car with from the airport. So definitely hit those people up. If you have any questions about like people that you don't know and you might not feel comfortable with driving, definitely hit one of us up on Facebook. We will vouch for those people.
Yeah, I mean, unless I don't know somebody, I will generally vouch for them. I know that Marty, who used to be he used to be on the Small Council. He stepped down because he wants to enjoy the convention as like just an attendee for once, which is perfect. That's fine because he worked his butt off. I've known Marty since 2006 when he worked for me at Disney. I was his manager, and yeah. And so he worked his butt off, and last year was the only Ice and FireCon he ever missed. And I'm so excited to have him back. But like, it was one of those things where a friend, one of my friends was saying, I need a ride to the con. I'm coming from like the Jersey area. And I was like, hey, Marty's in the Jersey area. Or maybe he commented and I like responded and was like, I vouch for this person. I've known him for like almost 12 years. So even if it's just somebody that we only know through Ice and FireCon, like I vouch for my Ice and FireCon people. Anybody who is attending this convention who has attended before, I have no problem vouching for. So there's that. And also, I mean, but also like room wise, it's great for saving money, but thankfully Deer Creek is not insanely expensive. And also their rooms, if you have attended the past couple years at Mountain Lake Lodge, the rooms were a little bit cheaper. They started at like $90 something a night before taxes, but those rooms were like hundreds. They were so tiny, y'all. They were like maybe a couple hundred square feet at most, with like one double bed, like not even a queen size bed, a double bed, and like this bathroom that looked like it was like a high school bathroom built in the 60s, and there no fridge and everything. So like when you're paying $109 a night at Deer Creek, you're getting a room with 2 queen beds. Like that's what it says. It says queen on their website. That's not right. Then there's something major wrong, but it says the cheapest room, $109 a night, is 2 queen beds, of course its own bathroom, and also it's
there's a fridge.
A mini fridge. Yeah.
And for you cosplayers, you know how important having a good sized bathroom is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, I know me and Chloe lucked out in the last couple of years because we got one of the corner suites. So we had like a whole other room, and then you walk through and there's a big king size bed.
Other rooms.
This is
That room was so huge.
And we had a huge bathroom and a huge walk-in closet, and everyone's like coming in going, "What the hell, man? Why did we get this room?" And we're like,
the maiden vault.
The maiden vault. Maiden vault is.
Unfortunately, we went normal this year, I think, didn't we?
We did, because the other room was like double the price for not that much room. But the maiden vault is still a thing. We will be the maiden vault again. No boys allowed.
Exactly. Especially not brother husbands.
No, not even them.
No brusbands.
No brusbands.
No husbands.
No brusbands allowed. I think I'm actually gonna make like a good sign for us this year and maybe like hang it off the balcony.
Oh yeah, that's something. If you're in cabins or anything, yeah, bring your banners. If you have banners for Ice and Fire, bring all your banners. These places are going to be covered in banners.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Speaking of bringing things, actually, we haven't really talked about food.
Food, yes, food is important.
That might be a good thing to talk about a little bit.
Yeah. So like, you're welcome to bring your own food. Just, I obviously there's only a mini fridge in most hotel rooms. The cabins do have, I think, like grills outside and full size fridges and and microwaves. I'm sure there might even be microwaves in some rooms. What we know about this, like this is our first year at Deer Creek, so there's some, disconnect on what all of the rooms offer. I know the cabins have like a full kitchen, but what they call, the past 2 years, the cabins were supposed to have a full kitchen, and what they call the full kitchen was like a fridge that was slightly larger than a mini fridge and a microwave and a sink. So
I'm just remembering the Chicago boys bringing the little pizza maker and just like having that going like 24/7.
Yeah. What people bring like to their rooms and stuff is of no difference to us. The only rules about food and common spaces, like if you're walking around with a protein bar or a bag of chips or something, nobody's gonna stop you. You just can't be like selling food. You know what I mean? Like, you can't be bringing a platter of cakes, like mini cakes, lemon cakes, for instance. You can't be bringing a platter of lemon cakes to events and like passing them out or selling them. Like, I feel like even passing them out could be
my room.
Yeah, it could be like a questionable thing, but like it's
in your room.
And I will say alcohol is even stricter. Like, you can have alcohol in your room. You have your own alcohol in your room. You can have stuff outside, as long as you're not being obnoxious and being like carrying around glass. Do not carry glass outside, for Pete's sake. But like, generally, like, we want to support Deer Creek. So don't be jerks about the alcohol situation, and be smart, people. Like, I'm not gonna say anything more than that. Be smart. But yeah, food wise, bring your own food, y'all. If you're
Deer Creek has one restaurant, one bar, and that's more or less it. And the food there is decent. I visited the location last fall, and I ate in the restaurant, and it's fine. It's a little pricey, but it's fine. But bear in mind, there are going to be, 100 and change of us, maybe a couple hundred of us at, oh, come on, sorry. Are we well above that then? I haven't seen the numbers yet.
We're above 200. We're
okay.
above,
well above 200.
There are well over 200 of us. That's awesome. Thank you for the update. Clearly, I have not been paying attention. But that many people trying to order food and drinks from those two venues, especially when we're not the only ones at Deer Creek, and we are kind of in the middle of nowhere. The closest other restaurants and grocery stores are a good 15, 20-minute drive, if not more. Be aware of this. Make sure that if bring food if you can. Maybe do a grocery store run on the way out to the con if you can. You can eat there as much as you are able to, but again, lots and lots of people, limited options. Just be aware of that ahead of time.
I did want to mention that, as James said, it has a full restaurant and one bar. The bar is also a lounge, and apparently after 5 o'clock, they also serve regular little bar food. I'm just doing a quick look through their menu right now, and it has a hummus plate and cheeseburger.
Good point.
It does also have, apparently they have made to order pizza.
Yep.
Which
I saw that.
would be pretty nice, especially if it's later on in the night and nobody wants to try and figure out how they're going to make their own food.
But yeah, if you need,
nor deny, I've done that before.
If you need late night snacks, definitely bring your own. And honestly, if you are concerned about what your room has in terms of how to store food and stuff, just call Deer Creek. Like I said, from what I know, the regular rooms have a mini fridge, all of them. That is what I was told. Cabins have a little bit more. There are suites and stuff in the actual lodge that might have a full size fridge and a microwave, whereas the regular rooms don't have microwaves. But yeah, I would definitely call the hotel if you're really concerned about what the availability is. So yeah, and again, they have a restaurant, they have the lounge that has food after a certain hour, but just keep in mind that there are going to be, at this point, possibly several hundred of us on site. And that doesn't sound like a lot of people, but it is. I'll be honest. Mountain Lake could not have handled these numbers.
Right.
And not at all.
No, totally. And Deer Creek is spacious. It's sizable. There's a lot of outdoor space for people to do stuff and a lot of rooms for people to be in. There's not a huge amount of common everybody sitting in the same area space. And that includes the restaurant and the lounge.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Well, minus their meeting spaces, which I know you weren't unfortunately able to see when you visited. We saw
a couple.
Yeah, we know the sizes of the meeting spaces, and we're good on those space wise. But
yeah, and those are great for our panels and our events and stuff that are scheduled. But now we're talking about the stuff that people just need to be
hanging out.
Hanging out. So there's not as much of that.
It is for a state park, so obviously they built that in the mind of people are going to be outside. They're not. Yeah. They weren't making it thinking, oh, a bunch of convention people can come and hoard themselves in this for 3 days.
Yep, very true.
So just keep that in mind.
So yeah, anybody have last things to say? Do we have any? I've looked. I'm not seeing any last minute questions on YouTube or anything. So anybody have any closing remarks? Brian Hawkins should have closing remarks. He hasn't talked much. Brian Hawkins is the silent, he's like the website guru, and that's what he does.
Yeah, I get things behind the scenes, but not in front of the camera person.
All those panel cards, you create those.
He's adorable. He just doesn't like to talk.
Except for when it's about Skelly.
Yes, he will talk about Skelly.
Skelly is a tequila.
Check out the Facebook group to find out more.
Yeah.
If you're joining House Skelly, you need to be aware of what you're getting yourself into.
All right. So
I think we're good.
I'm ignoring things that we're getting on Facebook or on YouTube right now because it's not Brian E.
Oh wait. Now I need to go check. 'Cause I'm
screaming about
Lord.
divinity.
Oh no.
Oh, what? The
Oh no.
It's their game that they play. Nobody cares except for Brian H and Brian E.
I care a lot about that.
I know you care a lot about divinity. Listen,
We need to get a third Brian this year.
if you attend Ice and FireCon, you could randomly meet your best friend for life and end up playing internet games with them for 6 hours every weekend.
Oh, you know, future husband.
He's screaming in the background. I don't know if you heard that, but he is screaming about divinity.
People have met and gotten engaged because of this con. People have like stayed with each other on road
Hold
trips.
on, let me
it was so gross.
Look, there she is. There she is. I selected her face, so I think on the YouTube video, it's actually showing Ashley's face right now. Yeah, no, really. People have actually met their significant.
Loves
Also,
of their lives.
here's another one. Here's another one. There she is. There she is.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My significant other last year. So yeah,
We're
you
like-
have to fall in love.
All
It
right.
was gross. I'm sad I had to witness it.
So wait. We're like devolving here. Like it's bad. But like, what would you? We're like Match.com for Song of Ice and Fire fans. So what would you call that? Someone coin it. Like, what is Match.com for ASOAF fans? Like a match of Ice and Fire.
I guess, yeah, like a search. Well, I was gonna say a search of Ice and Fire, but that's a literal website for searching the book. So no, I don't know. Some sort of, I guess, I don't know.
Ice to your fire.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. Maybe we shouldn't advertise. Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
We should do a speed dating.
Oh, no.
I feel like that'd end up hilarious. Just FYI.
I don't think.
I think if we were really big, then maybe. But like, I think it would be way too much
Awkward
for us.
Too much to go wrong.
But that's the thing. You don't have
That's
to.
true.
You don't have to because literally, we have 2 people on this webcast who have met their significant others at this convention. Like, and I don't think you're the only ones either. You're just the only ones that are here right now. So
Who else are we thinking of then?
Oh, let's not advertise that on YouTube.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ashley and Chloe, you get to have your relationships.
I feel like everyone knows about those.
Yeah, they're very public.
Listen,
relationships.
everybody knows about Ashley and Keith because Keishley, as we call them.
They're adorable.
Because, by the way, we have Ice and FireCon ship names. Just saying. But yeah, everybody knows about Ashley and Keith.
Clement.
Yeah, Clement. Everybody knows about Ashley and Keith because they got engaged last year, and I cried. I sobbed. I was like, "What? They're getting engaged!" So
Meanwhile, everyone else is like, "Oh my God, Tara, what's wrong?" And
yeah,
she's
everybody's
just
freaking out,
so
and I'm like,
happy.
"It's fine. I'm really happy. I'm crying because I'm happy. I cry when I'm I actually cry when I'm happy way more than I cry when I'm sad. So.
Yeah, meanwhile, half the people thought we were just cosplaying.
They weren't wrong. You were cosplaying, but
You were, so
All right. So, apparently we're also a matchmaking service. All right. So, thank you guys for watching this, even some of it, all of it, whatever. If you were in the YouTube event chat, I'm really sorry because we had like some spam at some point.
that was interesting.
Yeah. So I'm Tara. I am the organizer / Queen Regent. I feel like I should like say, listen, the Queen Regent thing is a joke, you guys. I don't think I am queen of anything. I am an organizer of this convention. The Queen Regent thing is not serious. I don't lord things over anybody. Ashley.
That's a throwback to when there were multiple organizers and they all had larger titles.
Yeah.
That's not how we work anymore.
Well, I mean, even then, I think even then, like the other organizers one of them was like King in the North at one point. One of them was Lord Commander. One of them was Hand of the King. And we still have those. Ashley is Hand of the King, I guess Hand of the Queen at this point, because she's the longest running one of the small council. James is Master of Law. Master of Laws? Master of Laws.
Yeah, Master of Laws. Yep.
Elena is Lord Commander, which literally just means she does anything and everything we ask her to.
Plus
Chloe,
bears.
yeah, Chloe is Master of Whisper.
It's because I know everything.
That's why your hair is so
Always.
big.
And because
And
we're
Brian
exposed.
as like website head who fixed the stupid shadow on our website and creates all those fun panel cards is Grand Maester, right, man?
Yep.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
thank you for listening.
And then T-Pow is Master of Coin because she
Oh
does all
yeah,
the fundraising.
T-Pow, who could not make it. I feel so bad, but she is Master of Coin because she heads up our fundraising committee and does, by the way, an amazing job. My heart goes out to her because I had to do fundraising for this convention the first couple years, and I still look back on that time of my life with hatred and vitriol. So.
And then T-Pow literally stepped in and was like, I can just do this.
Mhm.
I remember that conversation in third year. And we were like, oh, okay, then let's just do that.
Thank God. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. And if you have any questions or issues, you can always email us at iceandfirecon@gmail.com. If you comment on the video also, like that's fine. We can reply to those. You can tweet us at iceandfirecon.com. Definitely follow us on social media because we have tons of announcements coming up. So yeah, still more announcements. Yay! Have a good night. Say bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye,
Later.
everybody.